much did Fritzy have to do with this food?
Fritzy had a lot to do
Contributed
with
a little
it.
bit. It's mainly the ladies got it done.
He broke all the eggs. That's the
I cracked the eggs and I pretended to cut little pieces of tomato. And
I burned this one, so I'm going to give this one to you,
eggs.
Dan.
That's fine.
Okay?
Yeah.
I don't want to,
That looks good.
Bacon's
Nice
good.
and well done.
There's some grease all over here, too.
that was, we'll wipe it
Clean up
down.
2 weeks.
Am I part of the cleanup crew, too?
Yes. When she comes back in a month, it's going to look exactly the same.
This is our Today Show version, or our Today Show segment on the Dan
So if
Patrick
you
Show.
had done the Today Show, you would have been doing this, what, Matt Lauer and Al Roker?
Yeah, instead I got Fritzy and you.
Yeah, same
and Megan.
thing.
Yeah.
You want to head over?
He's our Al Roker.
Oh, he's Al Roker?
Yes.
Whoa.
We got Al Roker's a very nice guy.
Well, she said that you were the best looking Danette.
He's a very friendly,
Do you know how?
happy-go-lucky.
I did. How did that go?
Well, because then I had to tell him that you just said Fritzy because that was the only name you knew.
I'm unless you're...
So,
But, no, but we don't believe that.
Okay, take this one. Okay.
yeah. Yeah, they all got offended.
Are we on the air?
They're like,
We're
Fritzy?
about to.
Fritzy.
I'm going to come back. I'd rather
Do
stay
one
here,
more.
but I'm here.
Okay. Right? Yep. And then, okay.
They were very jealous that he picked me.
Okay. Do we have like orange juice or anything?
Another fantastic question by Melissa.
Thanks to the French Quarter Guest Apartments, being the New York City hotel for the Danettes. Check out FrenchQuartersNY.com to book your next stay in Manhattan. Saw Seton last night, had a couple of beverages with him after Football Night in America. And I thought all the Danettes were going to be there, so we go into this bar in the Village, and I walked in, and Seton and another guy who was a Niners fan, the only two people in there. I felt bad for you.
Well, I actually felt bad for you for not being very upfront about, you realize that I'm all by myself, right? That the other guys didn't come here because I knew you were stopping by, grab a quick beer because all the guys are there and like,
Yeah.
hey, all right, we're a team.
I
Let's
know.
go do a great show tomorrow.
Yeah, it was supposed to be team building exercise, and I walked in there, and Seton is all by himself.
Yeah.
It was really, really, really sad.
I'm all right with it, though.
Okay.
Desperado. One is the lonely. That's me.
And he goes, I invited all the Danettes. And I said, all right, I'll go out of my way. I'll stop by after a long day, Football Night in America. And I stopped there, and there's a lonely man with his beer.
Hi.
Ah, the man cave. The smell of food. Melissa Stark. You did a great job.
Well, here. Okay.
Oh, I got to eat it now?
Hold on. Can we bring? We have them all over there. Do you guys need them brought to you? Oh yeah, you already have it.
Now, is this a pancake or is this a...
That one
What is
was.
this?
I got a little aggressive on that one. That one is a little well done.
All right. I didn't order it well done. Melissa Stark from the NFL Network is back in the studio with us.
I'm bringing the Today Show to the Dan Patrick Show, our first cooking segment. Listen, I was here last week. I saw the man cave.
Yeah.
And this is a top-notch kitchen that you guys have. It needs to be cleaned a little bit. It was a little dusty.
Well, we need a woman's touch in here.
when I walked in.
Yeah, we don't have women stomping by.
The
but
best
how
is, so wait. The best is I'm making omelets for the whole group. There's 5 men here. Fritzy got a dozen eggs. Like, I don't know, you just like, where you cut the budget on the eggs. It's like Easter. You get as many eggs as you can.
No, that's not the case. How was Fritzy helping you? Was there a creepy moment?
Well, when he had the double knives going, I was a little worried.
Well, no, that's
that one
not the
might
kind of
slip.
creepy that we're used to with Fritzy. He sidles up to women and then he sort of attaches himself.
Well, we did stand next to each other.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when the bacon grease started flying, things got a little out of control in there.
How was yesterday with the NFL show?
It was great. So I'm doing the show with Sterling Sharp
Yeah.
and LaDainian Tomlinson and Michael Lombardi, first on the field, 7 a.m., NFL Network.
Yeah.
Did you watch?
No, I did not.
Really?
I TiVoed.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you will watch.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Do you want me to give you a review?
Fritzy watched. Who else watched?
Did anybody over there watch? Anybody up
Wait,
that
I'm
early?
taking my omelets back. What is going
well, no,
on?
we have a different schedule, though.
I have a different schedule. I mean, I'm here, yeah.
Were you
okay.
watching Football Night in America last
I
night?
was. I loved it.
No, you didn't.
I
You
did.
did not see it.
I promise I did. But no, you know what? It's very fun being back. I took this hiatus.
But why did
with
you
the
leave?
kids. I had 4 children.
But you can still do it while you have kids.
No. Not when you have 4 kids in 3 years. You can't. You have to check out. Like physically check out. Literally check out. That's what I did. But the nice thing is when you come back,
Yeah.
You still have a couple of the guys, a couple of names, a couple of people that are still here, or
Well, you weren't gone that long.
Well, but I mean, the players, like, I kind of started out with like the Barber brothers, and they're at the tail end of their career. Ray Lewis, tail end of his career. So some of these guys, Charles Woods, some of these guys that were there at the beginning are now kind of Peyton. Well, Peyton came a little bit later.
Who was tough on you, though?
What players?
Yeah.
Warren Sapp. And
Why?
now he tweets me every day and
Why
sending
was
me
Sapp-
signed copies of his book. No, he'd be the type you'd sit in an interview and you'd be like, "So Warren, I heard you missed a meeting the other day, and what was going on?" And he would just sit there, like stone faced, nothing, not answer. Warren, you'd come back at. I mean, it's a little scary. He can be a little intimidating. Just not answer. I'm not going there. Not answer. I mean, so you've got Warren Sapp. There were players. Baseball players were they were difficult.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, I remember like one of the first things I did was like with Jose Canseco and Mark McGuire, and they were like, "So does Peter Gammons just give you all your questions and you come out here and you ask us the answers?" But NFL players.
But that's good though. You needed to be tested a little bit.
But no, it's true, and it's funny though because if like one of the most difficult coaches was Steve Mariucci, I would say he's the nicest guy, and I love him now. I work with him now, and he was so nice off camera. But then you'd catch him at halftime. The coaches. A lot of them aren't happy to be talking to you at halftime.
Well, I hated seeing the sideline reporter's got to ask the coach the question, and you got.
Well, right. But now you do it more off camera. I think, and they do reports at the beginning of the third quarter. It's less of the quick one on camera question.
Yeah.
But that's not as bad. Talking to the guy off
But
camera and then coming back.
Yeah, but that's okay if you find out something. You say, "Let me paraphrase it." But
Right.
I always hated that reporter who says, Coach Gruden,
Right.
you're down by 21. What are you going to do in the second half?
Or Andy Reid, and you ask him a question, he goes, "I can't believe you just asked me that, Melissa."
What was the question?
It was like they were ahead by 20 points, and they'd done that the week before, but gone on to lose. So you've got to ask him, okay, so you had a 20-point lead last week, you end up blowing it. How do you avoid that this week?
What did you think of? Did you hear the question of Jay Cutler about? Did you envision? This kind after they won week one, and then a reporter said, "Did you envision that this could happen? You'd have this kind of performance against Green Bay."
Right.
And he basically said something like, "Oh yeah, that's what I dreamt of. Yeah, with 4 picks and 7 sacks." So it was the
sarcasm.
Yeah, very much so.
Right.
Yeah, but to be able to ask a question,
it's
it's tough if you want to ask a legitimate question. These guys may not care. They're going to make you look. They're going to embarrass you.
You know what? But a lot of these guys, I know, a lot of times the question is an obvious question, and you have to ask it, and they're not afraid to just kind of jump all over you, which is it's a tough situation to be in. But it's our job, and you have to do it.
How much was the replacement official topic big with your guys, with Sharp and LaDainian?
The league, we didn't have any of the guys on, so it wasn't a big topic at all.
But they didn't talk about it.
No, they didn't talk about it much. They don't talk about it much.
But
no.
I'm curious, though. They're former players, though. I would
Right.
think that this would be
They'd have a strong opinion about it.
Yes.
Right. They haven't talked about it much.
Is there an unspoken rule, though, criticizing the NFL, working for the NFL Network?
No, I think, listen, for me, I come from like a reporting background, a journalism background, so I've got to report the story. I don't know. I mean, definitely it is my page. I'm paid by the NFL.
Does it say NFL?
Well, I think so. I don't know. It's direct deposited, but it probably does. Yeah.
Wait, you haven't seen the check?
It goes directly into the bank.
But don't you want to see the check? Does Roger Goodell sign your paycheck?
That's a great question. I don't know. He must.
Do you have to call him if you want to take time off?
No, that's not the kind of thing he deals with.
Roger, it's Melissa. Yes, Melissa.
No.
No, you don't have to do that.
No.
Fakes? Have you ever faked sick calling in, so you can take time off?
You know what? Actually, before Team Tebow came, that big press conference, when they had the press conference for the backup quarterback.
Yeah.
I was throwing up the entire night before. I had the stomach bug. It was just a disaster. And I called, and NFL Network's based on the West Coast, so all the guys, it was like 3 a.m. I call them at 6. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't make it. And they're like, we need you. We need you to be there. I'm like, I'll do it. And, of course, I hugged him. I'm thinking, oh, my God, I'm going to give this guy the stomach bug. I didn't want to tell him, like, don't come near me. And that's the worst thing. You just go in for the hug.
If you would have thrown up on him.
That would have been great.
That would have gone viral.
Great TV.
He would have blessed you. He would have healed you. You would have been fine.
But anyway, so long story short, it's good to be back. It's fun to talk like Jerry Jones and Bob Kraft, talk to some of the owners. And the funny thing is when that whole thing with Jerry Jones came out and the eyeglasses and my dad is Jerry Jones's eye doctor, right? So I'm thinking, Dad, just like,
Wait, Jerry Jones?
improve the prescription for the guy,
Wait, your dad is Jerry Jones' eye doctor?
Yeah.
Jerry flies to Baltimore.
We did, actually. So I was getting pictures from the Cowboys PR staff of being in my dad's office because he was there for Art Modell's funeral.
Your dad was?
No, Jerry was.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
But yes, so my dad was in the office. So
okay.
so Jerry was in there last week, but my dad knows not a thing about football. So it's a funny combination. So Jerry was going to call him about Jason Witten because he calls him about all medical issues, And my dad's like, a spleen? Who? I was like, this guy Jason Witten has a lacerated spleen, and Jerry's going to call you. And he's like, well, that just doesn't sound right to me. Him playing with a lacerated spleen.
Wait, but your dad's an eye doctor.
I know.
What does he know about spleens?
Well, he helped him with Chris Canty. So I think he just is a medical foray, sort of knows the top doctors and sort of somebody that Jerry trusts.
But Jerry,
although he needs to get him a better pair of eyeglasses, I think.
Did your dad know what Jerry Jones did on national TV? He had no idea.
No, he would just lie. He had no idea.
So he didn't take the blame for giving the wrong prescription.
He does not.
He does not.
No.
Did he prescribe that somebody would wipe his glasses for him?
They've created new wipes, right?
Yeah, they have
Jerry wipes.
Yeah, Jerry wipes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you have coming up next Sunday? Are you guys already game planning? Can you tell us? Can you give me a preview? What do you got?
No,
You don't have
we kind of just got off the air. I feel like.
Yeah. So did I.
Yeah.
So did I. Well, next Sunday, guys, we're getting up early.
Can you guys just watch next Sunday?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
7 a.m. Eastern.
On the NFL Network till 9.
Sterling and I, yes.
And LaDainian.
And Mike Lombardi. Yes.
And then you turn it over to Rich Eisen.
And the gang.
Does Rich talk to you before he comes on, like to tease what's coming up there?
Like this week it was Steve Mariucci, and he was doing the Lambeau Leap.
Yeah.
From Thursday night.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes. So every week it's somebody different. It's either Michael Irvin or it's Warren Sapp.
Okay.
Yes.
Warren Sapp, your good friend.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for stopping by, making breakfast for us.
Do you like it? Can I get any feedback?
Well, it's decent. I mean, it's decent.
What do you guys think? Oh, wait,
They haven't tried it. They're working right now. This is no, game here.
I noticed it's really yellow, and I asked for egg whites.
You're all men in here. Nobody's getting egg whites.
Fritzy, did you make any of this?
He cut the tomatoes.
Cut the tomatoes.
I cracked the eggs and mixed them a little bit, cut some tomatoes with 2 knives, and but the ladies did primarily most of the work.
That's nice.
Yeah, I had my assistant
Your
back there.
sous chef.
My sous chef,
Meg.
Megan.
Yes, she did a great job.
But will you guys use the kitchen again? That's the
Yes,
question.
we will.
Great.
Yes, we have Kate Upton, I think, who's going to come in and make something for us.
I mean, are you kidding? Are you kidding me?
Well, you know what?
That's a joke.
All I wanted, she's just going to boil water.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to have her do.
And Fritzy's going to take over the rest?
And Fritzy will help her.
Yeah.
Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
Melissa Stark from the NFL Network.